Hey everybody, it's your boy Nerdicane. I'm doing a video. I'm going to try to do these Nerd News Weekly videos. Well, weekly, I guess. This is the first one. And these are going to touch a little bit of everything. You know, a little bit of comics, a little bit of movies. Basically, nerd news weekly. So, what we got this week, I got this flyer in the mail, or the email, from Fallout 76. Now you gotta understand, I've been gaming since the Atari days. I've been gaming since the pre-crash of Atari. Yes, I'm old. I'm old as hell. And I've never seen this happen in gaming to this extent. This is, to me, this is an absolute capitulation. This type of discount on a game that just came out weeks ago that they were hyping the hell out of, this is a white flag. This says, okay, it came out, it fell on its face. We're trying to fix it to try to salvage some sales and get some people to come on board. We're going to do this sale right here. And it might work. It might help. They're working on the game pretty hard to make it playable, enjoyable, but they got a long way to go, man. They really should have developed this a lot longer, but that has been covered greatly by Jeremy, my buddy over at the Quartering, as he says sometimes. I guess it's just his northern accent, or his northern Midwest, but every once in a while he says the Quartering, and it comes out sounding like the Quartering. But that's some interesting stuff. I got some gaming vids coming too. That's going to be fun. Let me know in the comments if I should play Anthem. If I started playing Anthem, and I totally don't trust Anthem because it's EA, and they have a terrible, terrible reputation. Plus, they brought in Anita Sarkeesian to quote-unquote consult on the game, which she has no business doing that. But yeah, let me know if there's any game I should play that my community, my followers would want to maybe hop on Xbox and play with me. But next up, this is like, what did Sargon of Akkad do this week in Stupid? This is definitely a great candidate for This Week in Stupid. Somebody, I'm not going to mention it, Farmington, somebody Farmington, I think it's an alias, it's probably an alias, started a Change.org petition, which Change.org is the same petition place that brought us the failed e-viewing petition to Right at Marvel, which, plot twist, Eve Ewing actually wrote a very good, she wrote a good #1 issue of Ironheart. Now, we're going to see what happens when she's got to pump this out every month. But issue 1 was actually very good. It was actually had really good reviews. And it shows two things. 1, we can be surprised. 2, she can write because she cares about the character. And 3, everybody at Marvel who has been writing her for the past 3-4 years that she's existed is either not talented or just completely phoning it in. Which is it? Let us know, and we'll go from there. Everybody who's written her since. But anyway, somebody started a petition to basically revoke his Social Security number and give it to a migrant. Just pick a migrant. It's laughable, but it's not laughable. It's very laughable because it had no support. And when I first heard of this, it felt like bait. It felt like it was fake. It felt like somebody did it to just bait the Comicsgate crowd to kind of like try to show the toxicity, the reaction that they would get from it. And really nobody bid on it. Nobody's covered it a whole lot because it is laughable. It's laughable and it's not laughable at the same time. It's laughable because it is stupid. It's a dumb idea. Nobody would back it. Nobody would follow it. But it's not laughable because I look at this from a historic sense, and this unpersoning, this rejecting somebody from society is very much like Germany in the mid to late 30s with the Jewish people, is the things that the German government was doing to them, basically destroying their property, making it so they could not hold jobs, and just this chain of events that led to Auschwitz, and which led to the death camps. That is a little bit of an extreme example, but it's a tiny little bit, and in a way it does show the true colors of the SJWs who are anti-Comicsgate. It's funny, but it's scary funny in a way, and I suggested that somebody do a petition to make DNC the EIC of Marvel, and I thought about it after I said it. I was like, I really hope no one does it, because to these SJWs, if somebody did it, whoever's name is on that petition, the SJWs would attack en masse with no quarter given. Absolutely with it. So I hope nobody does it. I mean, it would be fun to see, and it would never, come to kids. Change.org is basically a dead meme. It was like something that Obama used to kind of stir up his base and get people excited, and then they thought he was the newcomer and the outsider who was going to bring change and hope and things like that. And then when you got to the midway point of his second term, you're like, oh, he's just like all the other ones. He was full of crap. He's got his own crappy agenda that doesn't involve making America great again, so to say. But that's all I got on that. It was stupid to begin with, and it ended in the stupid burning wreck that we kind of knew it would. I want to touch on movies. We got some trailers this week. One for Hellboy and one for Men in Black. I didn't realize they were going to do I don't know if it's a reboot or a side story, but hey, remember when they did that reboot of Total Recall? Yeah, and you didn't go see that? And then remember when they did that reboot of RoboCop, and you also didn't go to the movie theater to see that? Once again, Hollywood is taking no lessons from the past, and they're rebooting, or they got this new guy to do Hellboy, and you know what it looks like? This Hellboy looks very different. He looks like, as opposed to Ron Perlman's kind of like weathered detective kind of Hellboy, this one looks like he's in his mid-20s, and maybe he's got a punk band or an indie rock band, and that's just the vibe that I kind of get from this Hellboy, and I sort of don't like it. And we went into it saying, okay, this is going to be a darker Hellboy, and the trailer kind of had flashes of that, the darkness to it. But whoever directed this trailer, whoever edited it, whoever put it together, the choice of like Billy Idol mid-80s pop rock for this was very bad. And plus, I think it's a situation where the bar was set too high. The Hellboy movies were outstanding, but you had Ron Perlman doing this really great version of Hellboy, and then you had Guillermo del Toro doing the directing, and he was setting the visual of it, and the world of Hellboy, and on where the real world, you're in the real world, you're in modern day world, but it just sort of skims the surface of the Hellboy world, of that mystic sort of fairy tale, that dark, that grim fairy tale world. It was basically the perfect guy to play him, and it was the perfect director to bring that vision to the screen. And the result was two really great movies that the fans really love, and they still watch, and they will still watch for years to come. This new one just looks like a substitute teacher. When back in high school, I had a biology teacher, and she was pregnant, and she went into labor early, like super early, so she had to take a very long leave of absence. And this new guy came in, and it wasn't the same. And that's what it was. This class wasn't the same as when we had her, and she was really good as a marine biologist. But plot twist to that, it was we kind of got used to the guy, and we got to know him. We got him to open up and be a little more real. Turns out this dude was like a real marine biologist he spends like 6 to 9 months at a time on boats doing research, and he was a very cool guy. He was insanely obese, which, you know, it has its own drawbacks. But when we got past all of that, the visuals, you know, we were like, and we started talking about what this guy did and he did before. We were like, oh, that's really, really cool. So maybe that'll happen when we start seeing more of this movie, when we see its life and it begin to take a real shape and we see it, get to know it. Maybe we'll like this movie, but right now it doesn't look good. I mean, it looks, you know, when I show this screenshot, a third of the people who watch this, and this is from the official studio, a third of the people who watch this gave it a thumbs down. So that really should be a red flag as to, and I think this may have a little more to do with the music of the trailer and the theme of the trailer. It's just, it doesn't fit the Hellboy that we know. Yeah. So also this Men in Black movie, and I got a lot of this. This, once again, this is a reboot. This reminds me of Beauty and the Beast, when they did that live action Beauty and the Beast. Nobody was asking for that. Nobody said, hey, let's do live action of all these great Disney movies. You know, Lion King, Jungle Book. Nobody was asking for that. And that's what Men in Black, nobody was really asking for. You know, the first one was great. The second one was really good. The third one, I think I caught it on HBO about a year or two after it came out. It was okay. It wasn't great. So nobody was asking for that. That trilogy was done. You kind of wore out your welcome on it. But so we got this new one, and basically it's just rehashing a lot of the old stuff. It's like, here, remember these aliens who sound like Mexicans, and remember they were good for a laugh, and remember the red button in the car, and this time it's gonna, you know, it's a little different, and it just doesn't feel, it doesn't feel necessary. It feels like, once again, feels like Hollywood is just out of ideas, and they're like, oh, what do you think, guys? Should we try this new franchise? No, it's too scary. Let's do another Men in Black. Okay. You know, it was just like lowest common denominator. They think they can make it work, but I don't think it's going to work. I think it's basically going to be Chris Hemsworth being I guess there's a term for this type of badass, like the bumbling badass, you know, where he sleep at his desk, and you know, and I think it's going to be really dumb. I think the expiration date on Men in Black has passed, and we'll see where this goes. But I don't have good feelings on this. So this week that we're ending, we're going into Christmas next week, and Jordan Peterson, the real life Kermit the Frog, is basically, well, we got the Patreon debacle going on right now, and he's stated that he's coming out with something to compete with Patreon, and something that's gonna, you know, stick to its own guidelines, instead of just ban people on a whim because they don't like their politics. So that's coming out this week. I'm sure that will cause a massive shitstorm with the SJWs. I mean, you attach Jordan Peterson's name to anything and they spurg out. So that'll be fun to watch. That's coming in the next few days. So, you know, hold on to your hats for that one. I'm sure we'll get some great cringe out of that. But that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching. This is the first one of Nerd News Weekly. I am Nerdicane. You can hit me here. You can hit me on Twitter. I'm on Xbox Live every once in a while. But thanks for watching. Hit a like, hit a subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I should change the format of this a little bit. I'm always open to suggestions. And once again, thanks for following. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.